What's up, everybody? This is Carl with Haunt 365, and today we're going to unbox and set up the 3.5-foot Kraken from Lowe's. This came out for the 2024 season. This box was a lot bigger than I anticipated, so let's check out those box dimensions. The box dimensions are 25.5 inches wide by 43 inches tall and 25.5 inches deep. All right, let's open this guy up. We've got a tentacle base, it's labeled A, a tentacle end, labeled B, a smaller tentacle base, it's labeled C, a tentacle end, it's labeled D, this giant Kraken head labeled E. We have one of the tentacles, it's labeled F, another tentacle, it's labeled G, the head base plate that's labeled H, a tentacle base plate labeled I, a smaller tentacle base plate that's labeled J, mounting stakes that are labeled K, the power adapter labeled L, the controller that's labeled M, the wiring harness that's labeled N, and a little bag of screws that doesn't have any kind of letter designation. So now that we got it out of the box, let's lay it out and see what it looks like. All right, let's get to putting this guy together. We're gonna start off with this large tentacle base. It's labeled A. If you look right here, you've got a kind of a plug cord. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take this smaller tentacle base that's labeled B. It also has a cord. You're gonna connect those together. Then if you kind of look here, you should be able to just kind of twist this onto this. So this kind of sucks. The paint is kind of chipping off this thing. So the paint job really isn't great. So that's kind of a bummer. So now we've got this tentacle base. This is a little bit smaller than the first one that we did. This one's actually labeled C. And we've got this tentacle end that's labeled D. We're gonna do the exact same thing that we did on the first one. We're gonna hook the two wires together, and then we're gonna kind of twist. When you're twisting and putting this on, you want to make sure that you're lining up these tentacle parts so that it lines up like that. Otherwise, it might look a little goofy. So now it wants you to take this head base plate and it wants you to attach it to the bottom of the Kraken. You're going to use those screws that came in that little anonymous bag. You're going to use that. Because I'm doing this in my living room and I don't think that it's going to make a difference because I'm not staking this into the ground, I'm going to skip to the next part on that, but that's exactly what you would do next. So then you're going to take these base plates, this one's labeled J, and you're going to take that smaller tentacle. If you look, you can see there's kind of 3 holes. You're going to just put it like that. You're going to use some more of those screws to hold that on, and then you're going to put the stake, I believe, in this, and that'll help put it into the ground. Again, I'm doing this in my living room, so I'm not going to do that part because it doesn't make sense right now, but that's how you do that. And then you're going to do the same thing with the base plate that's labeled I. You're going to use that with the bigger tentacle. He looks like he's about to do his best Michael Jackson impression and start doing the Thriller. So then you've got these 2 smaller tentacles. They don't have any kind of base plate that you put on the bottom, I think, because they're a lot smaller and they don't need as much support. But you can see there's a hole here in the bottom, and then you have these stakes that you kind of put in there, and then you can stick that into the ground. So again, living room, not going to do that part. Now you want to take this wiring harness, and the end of each wire is labeled. So you're going to want to hook up M to M, G to G, F to F, A to A, E to E. So what you're going to do, you're going to take M and you're going to hook that up to the controller here. And then this end here is going to plug into the end here of this power adapter. All right, let's plug this guy in, see what he looks like. So I have to be honest, I'm a lot more impressed seeing him in person than through videos online or anything like that. He's a lot bigger than I initially thought. I love how he lights up. I love how his eyes light up. The detail on the tentacles are fantastic. The only thing I'm a little bummed out about is the paint seems to be chipping a little bit. You know, not that it's really a huge deal because it's going to be outside and it's going to be in the dark. And you could probably just use a Sharpie and touch that up and you would never know the difference. So this guy was super hard to come by last year. And I don't know how I got so lucky, but it's March right now. And he just popped up on Lowe's.com the other day. And I quickly made an order and went and picked him up. So that's how I was able to get him. He was part of Lowe's Haunted Harbor collection this past year for 2024. His original price was $199, which for what you get, you know, he doesn't make any noise or anything like that, but he is pretty large. And if you compare him to some of those groundbreaking skeletons that don't do anything at all, this guy at least lights up. And I mean, he's a lot bigger than I thought he was going to be. So you're getting a lot for basically $200. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to check out the reboxing video. That way you can make sure that this guy fits back in his box at the end of the season. If there's any videos that you'd like to see me do, throw it out there in the comments. I'll see what I can do. Until next time, happy hunting. Cheers.